Hey, so today I want to talk about another random topic. Haha, I still don't know why I can't just say the topic. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me. Anyway, I want to talk about, I guess, just the idea of embarrassment. Or maybe not really the idea of embarrassment. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Just embarrassment in general. Just, getting embarrassed in public or embarrassed with a friend, embarrassing yourself in a school. I feel like a lot of people have done something that they've felt some form of embarrassment about. And the more I keep saying embarrassment, the more I keep feeling like that's not how the word's pronounced. And the more I keep saying it, I keep feeling like it's not an actual word, but it is. Unless I'm mispronouncing it. I don't know. For some reason, I just feel like it's not a. I feel like I'm mispronouncing it somehow, but I don't think I am. Or maybe I am. I don't know. But anyway, I feel like the majority of humans have been embarrassed from something. And also, like, I don't know. There's just like this idea that, like, most people, especially like when they're, I think it's usually like when you're a teenager, because when you're like a little kid, you don't get embarrassed often, right? Like when you're a little kid, you're more of just like thinking about like, oh, what toys to play with. Oh man, I hope I can hang out with my friends, right? But I think when you're a teenager, that's when like more like mental, I don't know, like mental focus is more achieved in your mind of sorts or something like that. I don't know, some generic fucking big word shit that makes me sound smart. The point is, like, I feel like most of the time, like like embarrassment becomes more of like a heavy thing for a lot of people when they're a teenager, because there's a lot of teenagers where they don't like being around like people who are like goofy or funny, or they have like someone in their family who like someone who is like maybe like a dad, like one of those dads that are just like making dad jokes or being like weird in public, where you go to like a restaurant and then they like tear like the, like when you have the straws with like the coat, like the little fucking paper coating over it, and they'll like tear the top off, and then they'll like blow into the straw and like shoot it at you or something. Like there's always, I feel like everyone has fucking went to like dinner with someone who has fucking done that to them, where they've shot the fucking little paper cover for a straw at them. And when you're a teenager and someone does that, you think like, oh my god, people are gonna see you're embarrassing me, you know. But in that case, it's like getting embarrassed because someone is just like making a scene, and you're just like, oh my god, I'm associated, and people are gonna see this. And usually when it comes to like embarrassing yourself, it's like when you're hanging out with friends and you make a joke that no one laughs at, and you just kind of like look down and you're just like, oh, I really just said that. Or just like, like when you're older, you don't really think about it at the time when it happened, but like now that you're older, you like look back at something and you're like, oh my god, I really tried to ask that girl out, or man, I really just said this weird thing in like a public place. I don't know. It's like weird shit. And I'm definitely someone who has pretty frequent thoughts about embarrassing things that I've done. And it's not even like big things, right? It's not like some big thing where it's like, oh man, I really did just like destroy an entire building or something. Like I always think about like something that might have even happened like a month ago, where it's like I talked to someone and I'm like, oh my god, I really said this word, didn't I? Or oh, I actually just mispronounced a word with someone. Like I get embarrassed easily in real life, but with these videos that I make, I don't get embarrassed like at all. Like I don't get embarrassed talking in these videos at all. I've admitted a lot of weird things about myself. I've said a lot of weird things. I literally made a video where I talked about how I'm into like these spooky, creepy type of girls. I've talked about how I'm into like these tall, muscular women that could chuck me like a fucking football. And I said that with no shame. And even now, I'm admitting it, and I'm not embarrassed. I'm not like, oh no, the internet is gonna know what I'm into. Oh goodness, like I don't give a shit. And that's weird because it feels like I would, right? Because I get so embarrassed when I even talk to anyone, like even my cousin. If I say something, if I make a joke and he doesn't laugh, I get embarrassed and I'm like, oh, I really just made a bad joke. Or even if I don't, even if, like if we play a game together and I play poorly, I get embarrassed that I was playing poorly. If I walk too close to him or too far away from him, I feel embarrassed. If I walk in front of him or too far behind him, I feel embarrassed. I get embarrassed hanging out with people, just talking to people, and maybe on the internet it's because of like the whole anonymity thing, where it's like, oh, no one knows me. But at the end of the day, like if people see a video saying, and like there's something where I'm just like, I am the leader of a cult, then people are going to be like, oh, this is the guy who's a cult leader, right? People are going to associate that with me now. They're just going to look at me and be like, oh, this is that guy that once shoved a banana up his ass. That's the guy who set a school on fire. That's the guy who I don't know, died. I don't know. I'm bad at examples. All right, I think most people know that by now. But the point being is that on the internet I don't get embarrassed, and I don't think it's the whole anonymity thing. It's more of just like I almost just don't care. And I don't know why. It could just be because I'm like speaking freely and pointlessly to the point where I say something and I don't really care. But for some reason, I get embarrassed just like talking about things I like with other people in real life. But on the internet, I can do it. And at the end of the day, I still don't think it has anything to do with the anonymity, because at the end of the day, I could literally say like my whole name, address. I could say every little detail about myself, and I still would not care about talking about the things that I enjoy or into. So I don't really get it. I don't really get it. On the internet, I seem to be like less embarrassed, except apparently whenever I like try to like, I don't know, type to someone. Like I get embarrassed in text too. That's the weird thing. I text my cousin and I get like embarrassed just like texting certain things. Like sometimes like we just like send memes back and forth. We don't really like talk. Sometimes we literally just have a day where he sends a meme, I send a meme, and then that goes on for about like maybe like 45 minutes, and then one of us eventually stops and then we just move on with our day, and that's about the extent of our texts. But there's like times where I've like sent a meme and I'm like, oh shit, is he gonna like get mad at me for this one? Is this one like offensive to him? Is this one gonna be like bad or something? And I get like embarrassed like sending certain ones because I'm like, oh shit, wait, that one has a weird there's like a pixel of it that has like an anime picture in it. Oh god, what if he sees it and he thinks I'm like a loser or something? I mean, he already thinks I'm a loser, let's be honest. I mean, he can't think anything else. No one in his family can, but like I get embarrassed through even text, and I think it's like one to ones, right? Like in this sense, I'm just making a video. I'm talking to no one. I'm screaming into the air, and people just might listen and they might not. Because at the end of the day, I could scream into the air in these videos and no one will see it, and I'll just be like, oh, okay. Or maybe people see it and I'll be like, oh, okay. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't embarrass me to scream something out and then just put it for people to see, because it's me talking to myself only for people to see it. It's like if I fucking, I don't know, did I can't do examples. I don't know why I try to do examples. Like I'm like, here's an example. What if I just fucking bust it down sexual style in the middle of a street and no one saw it? But then somehow a video recording of a camera that was up above the store saw me, and then people saw it. Like I don't know. It's just like this idea of like if I do it myself, it doesn't bother me. And then people see it afterwards. It's like I don't have to really think about it. Compared to if I'm in the now speaking to someone, even through like texts or just like comment related things, I think about it in like the sense of holy shit, I'm going to die. I'm going to have a stroke from embarrassment. But yeah, I get embarrassed in public a lot. I get embarrassed just talking one on one with people a lot. I've been embarrassed in groups. I've been embarrassed in school. I'm easily embarrassed. I'm a little fucking shy bitch boy, basically. I'm that fucking guy who presses the tips of his fingers together and twirls his foot around, looks at the ground, blushing. Yeah, okay, I'm sorry. I'm not actually like that. I'm not like a little femboy or whatever the internet would classify that as. Probably brain damaged would be my term for what I am. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Anyway, the point being, I get embarrassed easily in real life, but when it comes to these videos, I'm just like unashamed of everything. Well, maybe not unashamed. I'm ashamed of some things, but like I'm uncaring to a lot of it. To the point where people could literally ask me some really fucking weird questions and I probably answer truthfully. And honestly, I'd welcome that. I love, like I'd be happy to just reveal really fucking stupid things about myself. I don't really give a shit. Like I'm obviously not gonna like if someone's like, how many people have you murdered? Well, I'm probably gonna answer none because I haven't killed anyone, as far as I know. You never know. I always get this fear that I'm gonna like kill someone while sleepwalking. Like I'm gonna go to sleep and then I'm gonna like sleepwalk, and then when I wake up, I'm gonna be covered in blood. And then I always get like scared that I'm gonna like do something horrible while sleepwalking. I don't know, but I don't sleepwalk. That's the thing. But I'm always scared that one day I'm going to. But anyway, irrelevant. This is about embarrassment. But on the internet, I'm just not embarrassed. Someone could literally ask me like, "Hey, what is the size of your feet?" And I'd just be like, I don't know. Or I would probably look up what the size my feet are and tell them because I don't care. Like, there's just a lot of things I just don't care about. They'd be like, "Hey, what's the circumference of your ass cheeks?" And I'd try to figure out the circumference of my ass cheeks. Like, I genuinely don't know. But like I said, I don't get embarrassed on the internet, and no matter what I say, and I've said some weird shit on the internet, not just revealing myself, but I've said some weird words on the internet. Like, I've unashamedly just said some like weird shit. I don't know how many times I've said vagina and dick and pussy cock, all that kind of shit. I've said clit a couple times. I've said all sorts of weird shit. I said blowjob like 5 times in one video. Like, I don't really care. I don't get embarrassed of any of that, but I get more embarrassed in real life. Where even if I swear, I kind of like if I swear to like a degree where I say like dick, I just think like, oh shit, am I gonna like make someone mad with that? And then I get embarrassed that I said it, but I don't know. It's weird. It's kind of just like it's like that joke of that joke with like the two split screens. It's like in the real world I'm a loser, but on the internet or on video games I'm cool or whatever. I don't know. That weird meme. That's kind of how I am. It's like in the real world I'm a loser that can't talk to people, but on the internet I'm still a loser, except I can say a lot more things, and people probably wish I would not say those things. I don't really care though. Anyway, I'm easily embarrassed. I'm not on the internet. And people a lot of the time are easily embarrassed. I've met people who are easily embarrassed. And it's the scariest shit ever because when you meet someone who is easily embarrassed towards you, it makes you even more embarrassed because then you're just like, holy shit, you're like making it worse for me. It's like if you talk to someone with high anxiety, you're going to be like, holy shit, dude, you're making me worse now. Like, it's just weird. But yeah, I don't know. This is me talking about embarrassment because I'm dumb. So yeah, whatever.